Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Zaina. Okay, let's take a look at, looks like you did the Independent Writing Practice Test 2. And in this one you had 40 minutes to write it, so you're cutting down the time you have to write each one. Pretty soon you'll be at 30 minutes. So let's take a look at your question. It says, do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Dance plays an important role in a culture. Use specific reasons and examples to support your answer. All right, let's see what you did. Okay, I'm going to read the essay, and then I want to discuss some things, but there's one thing, Zaina, that I think you want to be careful about right now. It's called the tone. Now, let me give you some examples of varying tones in speech. What if I say to you, hi? What kind of tone is that? Happy, right? How about hi? Hi! What kind of tone is that? Angry, right? So I can change my tone by either sounding happy or sounding angry. So I have to actually change the inflections in my voice or the volume in my voice to change that. Now, like speech, writing also has different tones. We can be objective or factual. We can be argumentative. We can be funny. We can be very serious. We can have strictly informational type tone. We can have an argumentative type tone. Now, this is what you want to work on right now, is you want to be able to control your tone. You're not really doing that here. What we're doing here is trying to create an argument. But your essay is more of a factual, informational tone. It doesn't sound like you're arguing anything. Let's read it. Dancing plays an important role in the culture. Some people doesn't agree. I would change that to don't agree with me, but I do. The way people dance represent their way, I would spell that T-H-E-I-R, their way to express their feeling. Again, use a possessive adjective there, T-H-E-I-R. And then after feeling, you want to use a period. And then capital. The clause also can help identify, I would say identify, not identifying, identify the cultural preferences. We're just having a lot of problems here. Maybe after preferences use a period, then say add that to the music, and then maybe say and each culture has a specific type of music and uses their own music tools. But you said dancing is an important role here, but you don't really have a good argument going on here. Now let's go to your next paragraph. Watching people dance to slow music, for instance, gives me an idea about the culture, the mood of those people, nature of their personality. Is they're romantic, calm, and peaceful. Okay, right now let's do this. I'm not going to worry too much on the grammar and the word choice, though you have a lot of problems with that. I'm going to focus more on the organization and the tone of the writing with this particular essay, because the grammar is a smaller part of the bigger whole. The main thing is that you answer the question and you use appropriate vocabulary and language according to what you're being asked to do. So you say watching people dance to slow music gives an idea about the culture. So what you're going to do is take that and recast your topic sentence and say something like this. First of all, dance is important because it can help us understand the mood of the culture of the people. And then that's the topic, that's an argument. You're not making a fact as much as you're making an assertion or a claim about something, and then that forces you to defend that claim with adequate supporting detail, which you didn't really do. Okay, let's go to your third paragraph. You say, the colors of the dancers' clothes also play a major role in identifying the culture. Which colors they prefer, for example. after watching many Indians performing. After prefer, you might put a period, then say, for example, after watching many Indians performing, I found out that they like shiny colors like, don't use a semicolon here, just use like red, orange, and green. Okay, here. How about this? Say, another reason why dance is important is it helps us understand how the clothes play a major role in identifying the culture. So you take your topic sentences and you connect those back to the purpose or the writing task, and you make your topic sentences more as arguments or assertions, not as facts. Okay, let's go to your third paragraph. You say, while watching the dancers, we can also listen to their music, which represents the tools they use, the voices, like some people like rock music. But you're just saying here, while watching the dancers, we can also listen to their music. There's no argument being made there. You're just simply stating an observation or a fact. It's the wrong tone. That's the main thing with this essay, is you need to change it to an argumentative tone. I'm not saying be rude, nothing like that, but what if you did this? Say, thirdly, dance is also important because it helps us understand the role of music in the culture. And then you get to your conclusion, all in all, I believe that dancing could give us a hint about each culture, their outfits, their moods, and their music. So you have a conclusion which kind of puts together all the ideas, but I don't really think you have a strongly organized essay that is argumentative in nature. So that's what you want to do, is think about what makes an essay an argument and what makes an essay more of a report. So I got some suggestions for you. I'm going to go back to the lessons for just a second, and I'm going to give you some suggestions of some things I want you to take a look at. It'll probably get your writing going a little bit in a better direction. First of all, vocabulary-wise, you're probably in pretty good shape there. Let's go to grammar for a second. I think you want to take a look at grammar lesson number 1. You should also take a look at grammar lesson number 3. It tells you when to use commas, when not to use commas. Also take a look at grammar lesson number 4. And I think that'll give you a little bit better understanding of punctuation. You're having a lot of trouble with that in this essay, by the way. Okay, the next thing. Going to the writing section, you should take a look, I think, under lesson 2, if you haven't read it yet, take a look at lesson 2.1 where it says a simple direct approach to answering TOEFL IBT independent writing tasks. You definitely want to look at that. Also, I want you to look at lesson 3 and take a look at some of those sample essays. There's 45 sample essays in that particular lesson, Zaina. And I want you to look at those essays and look at what makes them argumentative. Some of the essays are more argumentative, and some of them are compare and contrast. And see if you can figure out the difference in the language between the compare and contrast essays as opposed to the argumentative type essays. So one more lesson. Take a look at lesson 4. It talks about how to make your writing more coherent. So after reviewing those lessons, and after getting my comments right now, I want you to try another one. Try one more practice test, and let's see what you can do with that. Alrighty, anyway, thank you for doing practice test number 2, and keep up the good work.